Hey, what's up, people? So today I'm gonna be checking out this video. Apparently, the worst insult in esports. So, let's see what it is. No clue, but let's see.
If you've been following esports for long, you might have caught on to some of the lingo used to describe otherworldly player skill. Sure, SEO-friendly buzzwords like prodigy, cracked, and of course the inevitable god might seem like cliche, over-embellished ways of characterizing the genius we see unfolding on servers around the globe, but sometimes there's simply no better way to explain the magic.
Quickly falling apart here for Na'Vi, getting a bit scary, but then Guardian has something to say about that. Takes out the kill on Apex, that was on Arch, and wow, what a shot on RPK, gets the flick on a Maniac! That's one! What a monster!
But here we go, because Fnatic are actually putting pressure now into main, which is why Mr. Fallen is looking at, which allows Chronicle to move in from behind. That's one kill, taking one out of the equation. No. A kill onto Mr. Fallen. He just needs a kill. At the end of it, 10 seconds. He needs a kill. Needs to look to the other side. It's a TP. Chronicle. He's a monster. He's a deity.
And there's the peek. Kenny takes out Guardian, gets the follow-up as well. And now the third kill. Goes for the no-scope. Might get it. And yes, he will.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
man. Godlike.
This guy's actually
Of course,
insane.
every gamer dreams of being held in this regard, but the unfortunate truth is that not everyone is blessed with divine skills that can make them a household name. Although if you talk to just about any gamer that lives the ranked experience, they might try to convince you otherwise. Sure, they might have the latest and greatest keyboard that their favorite esports player is shilling, they routinely guzzle liquefied gamer crack, and they've racked up enough time on the
Gamer
server
crack.
to have mastered multiple languages. And while in some cases the hours spent grinding bear delightfully impressive fruits, for a lot of battle-worn players, the rewards are simply never reaped.
I'm gonna molly him.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Okay. I just got molly. Where does your molly hit?
I didn't throw it yet. Want me to throw it?
Yeah. Okay, I'm blind. They just threw a f***ing perfect flash at me. These guys like know right where I'm at.
The fact is,
Oh
as much
my
as
God.
people might enjoy playing a specific game, they just might never become good at them. And the amount of variance in that terribleness can at times be astonishing.
Find the flip. Okay, we gotta stop. We gotta stop everything. This is a one-shot headshot game. It's actually more difficult to pop him in the ankle than anywhere else. I don't even know how you did this.
But there exists a degree of bad
I
that you
know, right?
encounter in matchmaking that is so egregious that it makes you question whether the people you're playing against are even real at all. And it's given rise to possibly the most offensive slur that can be hurled at a gamer.
What do you mean? Like eating motherfucker or f***ing dickless for brains? Maybe sucking, guzzling, scratching hat.
No, dude, not those. Jesus Christ, man. I'm talking about bot.
Is he a bot? Hello? A real bot? He is. A real life bot, bro.
This guy a bot?
Yep, he's a bot.
I died.
So when did we start labeling the hopelessly unavoidable server-dwelling schmucks among us bots? Where did the term originally come from? And because bots seem to be increasingly everywhere, do we have any chance of stopping them?
Boom! Headshot! What the f*** are you doing as an AI? These guys real people? Wait, are these bots?
I have no clue, man.
All right, guys, before we get into the video, I need to ask you to subscribe to the channel. And once you've seen the whole video, why don't you let us know what you thought in the comments? I'm sure there will be plenty of bots there too doing their thing. Anyways, as I mentioned in the intro, the use of the word bot is overwhelmingly negative. It's an accusation directed at individuals for subpar performance in-game, but it's finding its way more frequently into everyday real life.
After this game, I dapped him up, but then I made a video recently and he called me a bot.
In some ways, it's kind of a distant relative of a different meme, I'm smurfing. We did a whole episode about smurfing back in the day,
Oh, wow.
and it's one of my favorites, so check it out if you haven't. Today, though, when someone says I'm smurfing or they're smurfing, they often don't literally mean that they're playing on a secondary account. They mean it figuratively. And what they're really saying is, my skill level is so much higher than yours, it's like I'm playing against people I shouldn't.
You really think you're better than me, don't you?
You're a bot then is the yang to this smurfing yin. It says, I don't know why you're here, but an actual person would do a better job than you must be a bot. So where did this now pervasive term come from? Well, the word bot is actually an abbreviation of the Czech word robot, which wasn't about machines that posed a threat to humanity. Instead, it meant drudgery or servitude. It featured in an early science fiction play there that premiered in 1921, and like everything else, it was stolen by the English. So even the original use of the word robot didn't exactly have a positive connotation. After all, nobody likes being a slave to the machine. But how did it become associated with gaming? Well, back before games like Quake introduced us to the potential of online multiplayer in the mid-90s, if you didn't have a friend to sit with on your couch or play beside at an arcade, you were stuck competing against the CPU, which typically wasn't much of a challenge. Now, obviously back then, this was partly a technical problem, and due to hardware limitations, the enemies in many early games had extremely simple behavior and were not really designed to replace a human opponent, they just were the opponent. In fact, many games from that era actually treated the attack patterns as puzzles to be solved by the player, a trend that has continued in some genres even today.
It's like, I don't really feel like I'm just trying to figure out this one mechanic, and as soon as I figure it out, I'm gonna win.
It wasn't until symmetrical multiplayer modes were more commonplace that the idea of a bot player became more clearly formed, and this obviously took a bit longer
actually quite
for
interesting,
home
though.
consoles than PCs. That's right, LAN parties, baby.
Hello, Papa.
But again, most of the time, the bots sucked. Their behavior tended to be extremely predictable and not at all like a human player, sometimes even needing help behind the scenes to compete, as shown in this desk video. Games like Perfect Dark, Rareware's spiritual successor to GoldenEye, recognized that and allowed players to assign a desired difficulty level to the bots, or simulants as they were known, to customize the experience. At the time, for console games, this was pretty incredible. And back then, some of the harder ones were scary as hell, basically pre-firing you all the time and spawning with a shield while you're stuck using an N64 controller.
Bullshit.
The ways that hard bots won back then often looked a lot like cheating. So whether they were useless cannon fodder or unerringly accurate assassins, bots were never a one-to-one replacement for an actual human mind on the other end. And it's exactly this fact, the fact that they are not a replacement for a human player, that lends the accusation of bot such a strong sting. Perhaps the most known target of this kind of slander in esports is Counter-Strike player Alexei Alu Yali. You see, despite being an absolute monster with the AWP, the Red Bull thirsting Finn became known for having moments where he would seemingly switch off.
Here we go. Is it bot or is it God?
Well, the crowd loves them no matter what.
Hello. The hunter has become the hunted.
No! Oh my goodness! Oh no! Alu! Not like this!
But, it's not a stick, but look at
It's
this.
a headshot, it's a Glock, and it's on burst! Oh, he's bamboozled himself.
Although to be fair, outside of the server, he was occasionally known for some bot-like behavior as well.
I have to get some words for you about this young player. He is a monster.
Yeah. Bots in games are sometimes clearly labeled, but either way, they are often first identified by their behavior. Again, these things tend to be predictable. That predictability can actually be their strength though, not as opponents, but as fodder for real players. Battle Royale games like Call of Duty Warzone and Fortnite became memes for populating their lobbies with brainless bots to help ease newcomers into the action.
Your team are real, the rest are bots? Let's see.
In the case of streamers who primarily play Battle Royale games, landing in a bot lobby is essentially the dream. Not only does it allow them to dunk on hopeless plebs of both the human and AI variety, but it also gives them a chance to break records by racking up massive kill totals.
True.
All right, whose lobbies are we using, guys?
Oh, definitely Doc's. Were you just not watching that, Tim? Holy shit. Bring me out to the West Coast, Doc. Holy shit.
Put me on the West Coast.
Everyone has sunstroke out there.
In some arenas, though, bot predictability can be a strength.
What the
They're
shit?
basically
Sunstroke,
governed by
man.
lists of rules, and it's possible for players to both know these rules and to use them to their advantage. In the case of Super Smash Bros. Melee doubles play, level 9 Ganondorf bot sometimes makes an appearance when a partner is needed.
Did he just jab and turn around jab? Like, what? Is he really doing this?
Oh.
No! Eichelman! Why? No!
The bot's straightforward approach is probably part of what makes him effective as a partner. But there's a different bot that's always a part of another Smash character, Nana and Ice Climbers. See, Ice Climbers technically have two bodies, but the player only controls Popo. What the AI does with Nana, though, is more complicated. As Fraser of the YouTube channel Melee Moments points out, all characters in Melee unlock more moves as their AI level is increased, with 9 being the normal max. But Nana is a little bit weird.
Well, it turns out that Nana's level is determined by Popo's percent. She starts at level 0 and goes up by 1 level for every 20% on Popo.
So someone with full knowledge of how the AI works can sometimes surprise people.
Nana, but no! Slug knows when he can hit Kadoran. I feel like when you're at 100, if you're Kadoran at 80%, that was the quickest Marth kill I've ever seen. Yeah, that was very clean.
That's another point to consider. They may not
Damn,
normally do well, but sometimes bots do pop off, especially if, as I mentioned, they have a simple game plan. My favorite bot moment in esports fits that description. In Heroes of the Storm in 2015, Cloud9 Maelstrom's tank player King Caffeine disconnected from an official match and couldn't reconnect. Elite Tauren Chieftain, a beefy engaged tank, was the hero his team picked for their MT. He's not the most complex character, and he's notorious for his mosh pit ultimate, a long AoE stun. And, well, this happened. Yeah, that's right. Somehow this bot got the engage of its life, and Cloud9 cleaned up. ETC even managed to get out alive, heal up, and get another great engage 8 minutes later. Now, I pointed out consistency before, and for some people, that's exactly what they're looking for. Not in a teammate, but in an opponent. Now, don't get me wrong here, I love co-op versus AI type games, particularly horde shooters. Darktide is my go-to Thunderhammer simulator. But weirdly, a lot of primarily competitive multiplayer games develop a certain fan base who are content to play against bots. Whether that's because they're not interested in the competitive aspect of the game, or they just aren't excited about getting shouted at by an 0-5 Lee Sin, some developers have started to lean into solo and versus AI experiences, even in places you might not expect. Here, bots serve as faceless and mostly egoless punching bags. For now, when it comes to games, bots are primarily opponents, but they can also be tools for others to cheat with, like in MMORPGs due to their infinite endurance.
In terms of fatigue, how does that work with a bot?
It doesn't get tired. It doesn't sleep.
Still, this antagonistic relationship is likely to change, since it seems to be changing everywhere else. Bots in other parts of our lives seem to be becoming increasingly more human-like. Whether it's AI streamers or a frankly terrifying, incomprehensible AI chatbot app that seriously has me questioning a lot.
Am I your mom?
Yes.
Do you want to date me?
I do really want to.
No, I think you're wrong. I don't think that's right. No. I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong there. I think we disagree.
Look, I'm not trying to make fun of anyone that takes comfort from a chatbot, because it seems obvious that there are a lot of lonely people who need help. But as a society, we have to have a better solution than that, right? Now, at the other end of the spectrum, we have humans who are seemingly expected to act less like humans and more like the untiring automatons we used to call bots.
Is it just something where seeing someone paying 27 cents and then having someone go, I just got stung by lightning? Like, does that hit part of the brain that doesn't get hit by anything else that mankind's ever invented?
So yeah, if it's not obvious already, bots have been gradually rooting themselves deeper and deeper into our society. They've been introduced as both hapless adversaries and charmingly useless companions.
Kelvin! Hey! Hey! Whoa! No! Why are you like this?
They're also changing the way we create content and connect to a world that feels increasingly alien to the one that we grew up in. And it doesn't look like the slow drone-like march of bots towards assimilation is going away anytime soon.
What the hell is happening?
Just give him a second.
So, do you want to get lunch? Put all your monitors across from each other and you pretend that you're doing something good. You're doing something interesting. Really, you're just a dog chasing cars. Yeah, LAN parties, baby. Yeah. I got my arm up and it was immediately like, no, this isn't gonna work. LAN parties were pretty cool.